Oh. What? Yeah.
The illustrated card in the seat pocket in front of you explains the safety features of this aircraft. It should be reviewed prior to takeoff. Thank you for choosing Canadian North. We hope you enjoy the flight.
La carte illustrée qui se trouve dans la pochette devant vous explique les mesures de sécurité propres à cet avion. Vous devriez vous y familiariser avant... précaution pour l'atterrissage, veuillez retirer vos écouteurs et vous assurer que vos bagages, y compris ordinateur portable, et votre sac à main sont bien rangés sous le siège devant vous ou dans un compartiment de rangement supérieur au-dessus de vous. Vous devrez être assis confortablement, votre dossier retracé, votre tablette rangée et votre ceinture bouclée. Les volets du hublot doivent également être ouverts.
Look, we're underwater. Mom. Look. Oh, cool. Open water. Look. Oh, it's just a little bit open. Now look. That. Wow. Runway. Is it? You see it? Oh, yeah. Sweet. Yeah. See? Black line over there? Oh, yeah. That's the runway. Ice. We're right on top of ice. Whoa. You see that? The engine just fell off.
stowed until the seatbelt sign has been turned off. It is forbidden to smoke or wear headsets until inside the terminal building. Also, cellular phones may only be used once the seatbelt sign has been turned off. Use caution when walking between the aircraft and the terminal building, and follow. The captain and crew join me in thanking you for choosing Canadian North. We hope you've enjoyed the flight.
Mesdames et messieurs, pour assurer votre sécurité, veuillez rester assis avec votre ceinture bouclée et vos bagages rangés jusqu'à l'extinction des consignes lumineuses des ceintures. Il est interdit de fumer ou de porter des écouteurs jusqu'à ce que vous soyez à l'intérieur de l'aérogare. N'utilisez de téléphone cellulaire qu'une fois la consigne lumineuse des ceintures éteinte. Soyez vigilants en vous rendant de l'avion à l'aérogare et suivez les instructions de notre personnel au sol. Le commandant et l'équipage vous remercient d'avoir choisi Canadian North. Nous espérons que votre vol fut agréable.
We have a well, the mayor will tell this, but we have a population of about 6,200. Current was the capital of Nunavut, so it's primarily a government town. So we have lots of transportation.
What is Paul was saying, mostly government jobs. What kind of jobs? Like, what is it, like liaison stuff, or?
Actually, the whole gamut. We have pretty much everything. We have all departments like anywhere else.
Right.
We have tourism. We have community government, transportation. Culture, language, elders, youth. It's a special department we have. It's my daughter.
Oh yeah.
She's around.
Cool.
She just came home from first year university in Ottawa.
Oh yeah.
Yesterday, so first thing she does is go to the Legion. It's another place where you can drink and dance.
Oh, cool. Cool.
She goes, so what are you doing tonight? I'm gonna go hang out with my friends at the Legion. Yeah, I guess the parents don't count, eh?
Is that the hangout?
No, they don't count it. They want to see their
They
friends.
want to see their friends, that's right.
Yeah, that's hard. We have to accept that, don't we?
Yeah, it's for
So
sure.
there's no natural gas for heat. It's just oil heat.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
all fired, yeah. Diesel, or sorry, not diesel, I say, yeah, fuel.
Must be expensive,
Yeah, it is. We're
especially since it has to be flown in or trucked.
it's actually, it's all tankered in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we probably get 3 supply ships now because we're so big. We used to only get 1 when we
Right.
first moved up here. Now we get 3.
Is that the courthouse?
Yeah, it's going to be the new courthouse.
Cool.
Creamers.
Building to your left. Fire
That's the
hall.
fire hall, and that's the new Justice Center. It's going up. So that's the Creamers. One of his portfolios is Justice.
What's the idea of the modules? Like, fire department?
Well, in those days,
Airport.
they thought that was an efficient way to build.
Oh, okay.
Actually, it's not that efficient. This is the college. We have,
cool.
We have 3 campuses across Nunavut, each one of our 3 regions. And behind that, you can see the family residences.
Okay.
On the right is our high school.
Oh, look, there's the high school, Chris, up here, the blue one.
The blue one with the double story. The first building here is actually the boarding home for the hospital.
Okay.
We serve all 13 communities in this region. We have 3 regional hospitals. And that's the high school. The brown building is actually where you're staying. The office building is just in front of that where we have some offices.
Okay.
Behind that, the taller building is the hotel. This is the addition to the hospital. That's going on.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So the existing hospital is where the lights are.
Make it a fair size then.
Yeah. We've grown so much that we really need to have the.
Oh yeah, you gotta have, especially if there's nothing between here and Ottawa. That's what Paul was saying. Ottawa's the main facility, I guess.
Exactly. We have to medevac everything down.
That's not too bad either, though. A couple-hour flight, so that makes it.
Yeah,
exactly. Of course, if there's a lot more. Is there dog sleds around?
Yeah, my wife's an ecotourism operator.
Oh yeah.
So,
Christopher really got heard wants to really try dog sledding if it's at all possible.
okay, it might be a little early.
Yeah, that's
the ice
what Paul
is
was
just starting to. Yeah, just got a dump of snow over the past week, and you can see the snowmobile lights out there. The ice is starting to freeze up down the day.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the radio stations, that's right across from the hotel. So Nina will get you in the morning, and I'll come drive you guys to the office later.
Okay.
This hotel's pretty much self-contained. Like there's a movie theater, swimming pool, restaurant.
Oh my God! Can you hear that, Chris?
I just don't remember what the Sunday hours are. I think it's from 2 to 4 for swimming on Sunday. I think it's shorter hours for Sunday.
It's getting dark out. It's 2:45.
They spend most of their time out on the ocean in the winters. They just come out here to breed, and they just stay on this remote island.
5:15.
My liver running, but my liver's not really working, so they're trying to get my spleen back up to work, and they're not really working either, so it causes these blood vessels in my throat, and sometimes they bust and I bleed to death, so they have to go in and band them, and in a few weeks they'll fall off, and I've had 47 done, probably the most banded kid in North America.
47 what?
Bands, little black bands.
Around your liver?
Around
or
my
your
throat,
yeah, okay. Because it started bleeding there? Or?
Yeah, it started causing these big blood vessels, and then they'd pop and bleed, so they'd have to go in and fix them, and they'd fall off in the next couple of weeks.
So, how is your average day in terms of feeling well or not so feeling well? Do you have better days than others?
No, I get ups and downs. Because of my walk, I haven't got sick once on this tour, and that's really good for me because I used to go in for surgery every 3 weeks.
Every 3 weeks you have an operation.
Yeah, so it's been really good so far, and hoping it will keep it until I stay that way until I get my transplant.
And since you've had this all your life and having to go through all these operations and be in the hospital most of the time, I'm sure you're quite used to it by now.
Oh, very, very used to it.
Are you get frustrated some days, hoping that you wish that some days this would all end?
Oh yeah. Like I said, you have to take it day by day, and if the next day comes and it rings, then I'm ready.
Where are you at in terms of your need to get a donor?
Probably near the end because I'm still on my walk right now, and when I'm done my walk and finished and back in Ontario, I'll probably get a slight chance in the next couple months.
Mm-hmm.
There's about 4,000 people right now on the waiting list. So.
My goodness. And where are you in terms of the urgency of needing a new liver?
Probably at least top 15.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
So, and how soon do you need to get a new liver before things get really bad?
It's been bad since birth, so I couldn't tell you exactly how bad it's going to be. But I probably only have a few years.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
And are the doctors quite straightforward with you when they tell you where you at?
Oh yes. The doctors tell me if something's gonna go wrong or what I need to not do or do. Like because of that, I can't play any sports because if I get hit the wrong way, I could die. So they're taking everything precautiously.
Okay. And what else can't you do?
That's pretty much it.
Okay, so everything else you can ride bikes and do all kinds of other stuff.
Oh yeah.
But not too much exertion, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when did you decide that you were going to start walking across Canada?
Probably about 4 years ago. I met my road manager, George Marcello, who actually walked across Canada to raise awareness for organ and tissue donation. And I got to meet him in my town, Sarnia. And sure enough, actually, he inspired me, so I kind of asked him if I could do a walk. But he didn't know what to think because I was only 10 at the age.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got older, he realized that I really wanted to do it, and he said yeah. So we started on January 8th, 2004, and we headed west to Vancouver, BC. Then we drove to St. John's, Newfoundland, and
January 8th,
2004.
in the middle of winter.
Yep. Finished in winter, ending in winter.
Okay. So, so you started in Sarnia.
Yep.
And you headed west.
Yep.
What communities have you stopped along the way?
A lot. I've hit over 200 cities and towns right across Canada.
And you made it all the way to the west?
Yeah, and all the way to the east and back to the west, and now I'm up here.
Okay. And how long has that taken you?
About 11 and a half months, almost a year.
And what do you do in between those stops?
When we stop at a place, we walk. We get the schools involved, the kids involved, and because of that, the kids are the ones that are going to be going home, talking to their family, or when they get older, they get their driver's license, they can sign up their unheard donor card. So we got to the kids and talked to them about it, and when we got there, we stopped at like a city hall or something and walked a couple kilometers to their school and did a press conference because my parents won't let me walk on the highway. So, but other than that, I've walked over about 3,000 kilometers.
My goodness. And how has that affected your health?
The press conference because my parents won't let me walk on the highway. So, but other than that, I've walked over about 3,000 kilometers.
My goodness. And how has that affected your health, if any?
Nothing. It hasn't actually. I think it's been better in my health to probably walk every day.
Really?
Yeah.
So, when did you finally finish the last stop in southern Canada before you came to Nunavut?
My last stop was December 17th in Toronto, Ontario.
Just last week?
Yeah.
Actually.
Friday.
Huh?
Friday.
Okay. Christopher's mom, Sandy, is here too. Welcome to Nunavut. Yeah, she's here with her camera. What have you learned from your walk across the country?
I've learned a lot. I've learned to, to take care of Canada, and there's a lot of people right now that are dying, and all these people on the waiting list need to be saved because there's one person dying every day, and I don't like to see that happen. I'm pretty sure everybody else doesn't like to see that happen because that could be your family member or somebody else close to you, and I'm just trying to get out there to save everybody, and it's working, but it isn't.
Do you think you're making a difference? I was going to ask you.
Yeah, right across Canada, like I said, we've hit a lot of schools, and all of them pretty much we've talked to have really wanted to become an organ donor. And before we got there, no one didn't even know how to sign an organ donor card or where to get one. So we're just out there encouraging people to make sure to tell your family as well as, because it's the last consent. So talk to your family know about your wishes.
So that's pretty much the main message that you
Yes.
take with you when you're touring across Canada.
Yeah, my also message is please don't take organs to heaven. Heaven knows we need them here.
Now, that's your slogan.
Yes.
And then when you got invitation by our Premier Paul Okalak, how did you feel about that?
I was shocked, but I was very excited because I did a project on Nunavut in grade 4. So, I learned a lot about it. And then I heard it a couple of weeks ago. I found out I'm coming here. I'm like, oh, okay, sure.
What did your parents think?
They were very excited, and my mom, she wasn't invited, but she actually got to come because my road manager got sick. So she got to come join, so she was very excited as well. So we're glad to be here. It's nice and cold, that's all right.
You're closer to Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Now, why do you think not too many people are aware of donating their organs?
Well, I think it's not just that, it's people that are scared. If a doctor or somebody comes up to you and asks if your loved one passed away, would you like to donate his organs? I'm pretty sure you very probably want to say no. I don't cut my kid up while I'm here. We have this other thing called precious consent, presumed consent.
Yes.
It's called an opt-out system. That means you're automatically on a waiting list. You're on a list to become an organ donor. And if you choose to take yourself off, you may. And we're trying to make that to the legislatures because I think it's better that way. So a doctor doesn't have to come up to you, or you don't have to sign a little phony card or talk to your family about you dying. No one doesn't want to talk about that. So I think because we're trying to do it in Ontario, and then we're going to do it federally and try to get to work. So hopefully it will.
So you're helping to work on a law, a
Yes.
legislation?
Yeah.
Okay, that would...
Make everybody an organ donor, and if they choose to take themselves off the list and not to be, they can. so you don't have to go out and do that stuff to become an organ donor. It's not that hard.
Now, do you kind of understand why people kind of hesitate to donate their organs?
Well, I'd be hesitating too because, you know, my loved one passed away. You know, you're kind of shocked already, and then they come up to you and ask if you want to sort of cut him up and donate all his organs. I'd probably say no too. I'd be nervous and scared and don't know what to say, so you'd probably hesitate and say no. But I met this family in North Bay, up north in Ontario, and their loved one passed away. He was 7 years old. We found out that he drowned and donated his organs. But when we got there, we found out the whole story. The kid, the family's house was on fire. So they sent the 10-year-old and the 7-year-old with the babysitter down to the beach. And while they were swimming, the 7-year-old drowned. And the parent went out of his way and donated his organs, and he saved 8 people's lives.
8 people.
8 people. That's what you can save.
My goodness, just with one body.
Mm-hmm.
And people shouldn't be scared to donate their organs.
They shouldn't be. You're a huge hero to everybody's eyes if you become an organ donor. Like if I get a liver, I'm probably gonna. You're not allowed, but I'm gonna try to find out who the donor is, and they'll be in my life forever.
How? What do you think your chances are of ever getting a liver transplant?
I'm pretty sure I'll get it. I'm pretty sure I'll get it. Not soon, but I'll get it in at least 3-4 months. I'm hoping I get it sooner, but because of the shortage, there's not enough organs to go around for all those 4,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm one of them. So you know, it's a slim, but I'd probably say half.
Okay.
50% chance.
Well, good luck with you, Kristopher. It's very nice to meet you. I only have a minute before 8 o'clock because that means we have to close our morning show. Welcome to your mom, Sandy. Enjoy yourself in the Iqaluit, but you have many you have a big day planned for you. So quickly tell me what's going to happen.
We're going to the legislature's building and taking a tour around there, and that's with Paul Oakland.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go meet the city hall guy, the mayor, city hall guy, the mayor. Sorry. And then after that, we're gonna meet some other people, and then we're doing a walk from the National Assembly to somewhere. I'm not sure.
North Mart, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, to our retail store. Yes.
Yeah, and then after that, we have a little short time, and then we have to go to the youth center.
Yes.
And then I think we have to go home.
Yeah, wonderful. So we'll make sure that everybody knows what's happening today. Good luck with you.
Thank you very much.
And let us know if ever that you got lucky and got a new liver.
Oh,
we
I
would be
will.
interested to know.
For sure.
Yes, enjoy your trip to Nunavut.
Thank you very much.
And that was our special guest, Kristopher Knowles, and he needs a liver transplant. He's in Iqaluit over the weekend. He's got a full itinerary coming up, and that starts this morning. But we'll keep you posted on what's coming up in terms of his itinerary. But right now we have to make way for a world report. It's coming up to 8 o'clock Eastern time. Sorry about that. I just thank you very much.
It's for CD. It's a computer.
Yes.
It shows a video and all kinds of articles.
Oh,
and stuff.
wonderful. That's great. Yeah, so we're on in Inuktitut after this. Paul O'Gillip is coming in at 8:30 to have an Inuktitut version of what Kristopher just said. So hopefully people will come out for the walk and that kind of stuff. So
cool.
Yeah, good luck with you. Did you take the pictures that
Yeah,
you
so I want
made?
to take a picture of you and Kara.
Oh
Have a
my
sign or
God!
anything?
Huh? Do we even have a do we have a sign? We used to have a much bigger sign.
Is that it right there?
Yes, it's CBC North
not very
Nunavut.
big.
Yeah, I know it. You can't see it very well,
There
I
you go.
don't think.
I'll just
yeah.
get your headshot then.
Yeah,
How's
okay.
that?
Wonderful. Wow, that's
Oh,
a nice.
It'll be right above.
Yeah.
Just everybody move that way.
Yeah. Good luck, Kristopher.
Thanks.
Fueling the insurgency, but Syria says it is doing all it can to prevent foreign fighters
Great,
from
thank
crossing
you.
into Iraq.
That was it, no flash?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
the digital. This is what
Wonderful.
they're using on their trip. It's
They-
all done today!
Yeah.
Today's the last day, man.
Yeah, you're awesome.
so
You yeah,
excited.
you must be so used to doing zillions of interviews.
Oh yeah, I have another
Yeah.
one right now actually.
Oh really, eh?
CBC,
Oh, this is great, man.
CBC Windsor.
Oh, okay. You're gonna do it over the phone?
Yeah.
We can't, though.
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, we have no phone connection.
So, and I'll make sure that I announce throughout the morning the walk and everything like that, so,
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah, we
And-
just came last night.
Oh,
Or
did you?
yesterday morning.
Okay.
Yesterday afternoon.
Yeah,
We're so excited.
yes.
Christopher wanted to come here and we're going, wow, we can't go that far.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Paul Oakley?
yeah,
He, Oakley, he wrote to us, so.
yeah.
Gotcha. Did you have a coffee, hun? I don't see any creamer. Yeah, no creamer. Huh?
It is 8:30 in the morning. The sun is starting. It is 8:30 in the morning. The sun is starting to come up.
Dans les années 70, 80, on est assez près. 80.
We stopped.
Oh, yeah, the gas station's here.
Naomi, I can see your signal. God, girl.
He knew a lot of people here.
Yeah, I do. Sometimes I wish I didn't. Most of the people are good. Every once in a while, because of the job, we get static in the ear. It's the Premier's suspiciously open house tonight, so I was teasing him, going, yeah, I guess I should bring a notebook and take notes tonight. I don't know. But actually, my ex will be there. She's a constituency worker part-time as well. But I said I would go. I usually take notes. She deals with the other stuff in these open houses.
Is there much of a problem with drinking up here?
Yeah, unfortunately
Where
there
does
is.
booze come from?
From down south.
So it's
yeah.
trucked in and brought in or
It's
boated in or
just
flown
boated in, yeah. And if they really get desperate and they run out, then they fly it in.
It's got to be fairly expensive then, is it?
It is when it's flown in. When it's shipped in, it's not bad, the
Right.
boat, but when it's flown in,
Wow.
it's expensive.
Sorry, thanks.
Okay, no, you'll get a chance later to
Better deal.
the elevator or walk up one flight.
Either or.
Just walk up one flight.
Am I walking?
I usually walk everywhere.
And Minister Brown represents the riding of Rankin Inlet.
Okay.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Brown.
See ya.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to meet you. Honor. Thank you.
So the assembly here, it's probably the most modest assembly in Canada. And this is where the cabinet is. Here, just above here, is a rack. And it's supposed to illustrate the old traditional fish drying rack. When you kill
Okay,
fish,
yeah.
and you'd hang them on the side of it. That's what you see in old camps and so on. The carving over here is one of a kind. It's very unique. That would be about $9,000 if you wanted to buy
Oh
that.
my goodness.
Yeah, and it is huge. If you tried to lift it,
Well, there was a guy last night in the restaurant trying to sell one of a seal. It was just beautiful, or a walrus, and it was just beautiful. It was.
big, eh?
He wanted $100 for it, and it was, it was probably this good chunk of right there. Like it was a good size.
Well, you can buy some really nice cars. You buy them like that from guys who were walking around selling them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really getting a good bargain.
Well, we weren't sure, and they were through the restaurant last
Yeah.
night. Oh,
If let's say the
Lord,
guy
they
came
had
to you and
those.
he said, here, I want $100. And you say, oh, okay, I got $60, you get it. If you went down south, then that's probably worth $400.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we seen this
Just
one guy hit a
we wanted it
mask.
last night. We wanted it.
It was like
little
that big.
wallers.
It was about $450 he was selling it for.
We got a couple paintings that they did.
This is beautiful. Oh, Subway.
It just opened last year. As a local guy has a franchise. He had Mary Brown's in there for a while. And he wanted to open up Tim Hortons.
I see the Tim Hortons tins in
There's
the.
only a sign here?
I seen the Tim Hortons tins in the grocery store, the quick
people
stop
love that
downstairs.
coffee. We just-
Oh yeah. I wonder why. If it was here, it would probably.
Road manager was out there doing the
Thanks, Peter.
Just go straight through where.
Yeah.
Do you know a guy named Bob? Yeah, I met him.
Oh, this is amazing. I love that coat.
And it was done in the community of Pagnerton, which is about 250 miles north of here. It's on just below the Arctic Circle. Pang is well known for its tapestries and so on. That took several months to complete. It was commissioned for specifically for the Legislative Assembly. When you come in through the entranceway, right here, you'll notice that the framing of the steps and everything is like a traditional komatik or sled.
Oh, cool. Okay.
It's a traditional
Okay.
sled. And that's framed like that. And it's the same in the entrance when you come in through. The komatik right here is the traditional sled used by Inuit. And traditionally it would have been made out of whale bone or different types of bone.
Because wood's not a commodity here, right?
And it would have been used to, like, for a dog team, you could ride on it and so on and so forth. And right here we have a great selection of traditional dolls. And the dolls themselves with different types of clothing on, wardrobe and so on.
Oh, yeah.
And what you see here, right away, is that here, for example, this is from the Western Arctic. And the style here is a little bit different. It has caribou and inlaid, and so you can see the fur in it.
Okay.
And man and wife. This is from the Western Arctic. This is an Alaskan style. Again, you can tell by the frilly outlook. And this is a mountain. And then what happens here is the child would be carried.
We saw that last night. It was excellent.
Isn't that nice?
I wish
Yeah.
I had one
Great.
when I had kids.
And then this is a traditional Western Arctic one again. Here's an Eastern Arctic family in caribou. You notice this, the caribou skin here. Caribou skin here, the two different styles.
Okay, yeah.
And this is what you'd see in the Eastern Arctic style, caribou skin. Here's a fantastic reproduction here. And these are actually bird skins. There's an island called Santa Kilowak, and in that community of Santa Kilowak, people didn't have caribou or anything, or reindeer.
Yeah.
So they used skins of birds and to make their clothes. So that's actually the skin, let's say 50 ducks were killed, skinned them, and then the women would sew them. Just fantastic, ingenious ability. And again down here, just traditional clothing here, and you see the mouth dick with the skin turned outside, so the fur now, the hair would be inside, fade close to the body, and then the outside part would be the skin. In a traditional kind of tent thing. When we come into the assembly right here, we were talking about carvings earlier. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
See all the carvings? The last count, there's about 200 different carvings on that hammer. It's all scrimshod, it's carved out, including the points. So you can see there's different fish there. Bears, traditional scenes. It has to be seen to believe. Isn't that something?
That's amazing.
So just right here, for example, you can see the first guy. The seal is underneath the ice, and he's harpooning through the ice. This is what he's doing.
Okay.
That's up. You can see that there's the fish, the birds. Over here is the blue sea. The eggs, there's a bird, the fish, the balloons.
You could probably spend hours just looking at it.
Oh, yes. It's a great piece of work. Isn't that nice? So over here, we have the legislative mason. The Nunavut government is taken after the Westminster former government, which is the government of the Commonwealth of Nations. We have a prime minister, not a president. So every one of these types of Commonwealth countries, like Canada, India, England, have a mace. And years gone by, the mace was a weapon used by the sergeant of arms to protect the house. Today it's a ceremonial mace. There's a grip. It's a ceremonial mace. It's made out of narwhal tusk. It's a narwhal tusk, you see there. It's inlaid with semi-precious stones. All found from Nunavut. At the top is a diamond mace. It's made out of narwhal tusk. It's a narwhal tusk, you see there. It's inlaid with semi-precious stones. All found from Nunavut. At the top is a diamond.
Okay.
That was found in Nunavut, the diamond right here on the top.
Yeah, I saw that. I was going to ask, what's that?
At the front again here, we have this little room here, the bird, the illustration of the book itself here. So they can just go across. So what happens is when the assembly is in session, the sergeant of arms will carry the mace in, and then they have to put it on a, and you'll see it, you put it on a stand.
Right.
And on that stand, that means that you debate and so on. And when it comes off, then you're not in the call for the formal session. The same thing happens in every assembly in Canada and in the House of Commons. Behind you, yeah, and right here, on the big rock is a heat flute.
Yeah, it's a whale. A whale.
A whale flute.
Yeah.
On the other side, there's two English.
He looks warm.
Right here, these are all seal skin. These are from ring seal.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I took a picture of that already.
And right up until
Lots of tape.
1985, 86, hunting for fur and so on was really a big profession here. And the green thieves got involved and ruled the fur markets.
The one legislatures we went to, they had like dinosaurs lying in their pillars.
Wow, is that right?
That's in Queen's Park.
Right there.
Queen's Park.
Actually, I didn't know unless somebody thought, oh, good.
Is that right?
Yeah, but it's in the one of the
It's a gift. This is a gift donated from the Highland Indians on the West Coast. It's a speaking platform. Over here, again, we have seal skin. And it shows the Inukshuk. And the Inukshuk is this item right
You're
here.
okay, honey.
It's right here. This symbolic representations of Inukshuk. It's a marker. And traditionally, when Indians were on a trail, they didn't have trees or had landmark. So they would build out of rocks a landmark or an Inukshuk.
What do you call that? What is that called?
It's called the Inukshuk.
Inukshuk.
So what's the one called in Thunder Bay then? Or the one up
That
north?
the Indians use.
Because we see these lot of rockmans on our journey through the...
Ontario.
I think what's happening is people are building them now.
Maybe because they are people from
here? And people see them and they start building them.
They must, yeah.
Well, there's a big thing. The LPPs, the police in Ontario have
Oh,
a
really?
big thing.
They gave me a
with
big plaque
Yeah.
with that on
a
it.
glass one.
It had
Yeah.
more of a bigger spot through here though, didn't it?
Yeah.
No.
They can be
Like right
different.
in here, yeah.
There's different kinds of design. This is the most. If you go out, when you come into the ledge here outside, you'll see big ones built by outside of the building. And that's what that's from. But Inukshuk, Inuk means a person. And Inuk is a person. And Inukshuk is like a person. So that's where the name comes from.
Inukshuk, like a person.
One person is Inuk. Right here, this is from Greenland. This is from Greenland. And it's a representation of Sen, or as we call it here, a midway, which is the mermaid. She's trying to get the creatures. The mermaid was formed from the fingers and the hands of a person There's a great tradition and story with it. Now these are walrus tusks in here, and they form the handles of the doorway. Each walrus tusk is pure ivory, and depending on the weight of the walrus tusk, that's how you price it out. So in this case, those will probably be about $400 on the pure ivory.
Wow.
Oh, that's nice.
This is probably, as I was just saying, one of the greatest architectural masterpieces in Canada today. And there are several things that make this unique. One, of course, is the architecture. It's a dome shaped like an igloo.
Yeah.
Right.
And in Nunavut, the government here, there's no parties. We don't have Liberal Party or Progressive Conservative Party,
Okay.
Tory Party, Reform Party. Everyone runs as an independent. And when you're elected, there's 19 members. You get together and you decide who's going to be in cabinet, the ministers, and who's going to be the premier. So the 19 vote amongst themselves, and they pick a premier, and then you pick the cabinet ministers. Whoever's left over, sit over on this side, and they become your opposition or your ordinary members.
Okay.
And the cabinet will be on this side. So in Nunavut, the cabinet is always outvoted by the ordinary members. We're always in a minority government situation.
Look at the chairs. Oh, I know, I just want to touch
Yeah,
everything.
so this is all sealskin again. And then the chairs are inlaid with leather, tan, and then sealskin again. And now, Kristopher, we're going to have some fun with you. We're going to bring you over here to the chair. By the way, I want to explain one more thing I think is really important here. Elders.
Right.
Our elders are very important in Nunavut. So
Okay.
when you went to Queen's Park, for example, you see where the gallery sits in Queen's Park or the House of Commons. They're hundreds of feet away from the action. Here, an elder will sit here. When an elder comes in, the members, the minister, you're sitting right here. The elders would come in, older people. And then the actual gallery is just right behind you. This is the actual gallery.
Okay.
So it's not uncommon where me, as the Minister of Education, I could be standing up saying, and we're trying to do the best, and then the elder might say, no, you're not. No, you're not. And you can't interrupt. So that may happen. Like, it's not uncommon. This is all sealskin again, around.
I want a
And
legislature
I'm
like
bring
this.
Chris, sit right down here in our friend Mr. Paul Woodlick, the Premier's chair.
Oh, okay, cool.
Now,
Get a
your mom's
5.
going to, your mom?
A 5.
Just go over here. We'll put you in Mr. Hunter Tutu's chair. Put you in Hunter's chair. Come on over here, Mom. And we're going to have a little bit of debate. That's this assembly is that in other assemblies, when you're doing debate and you can't hear anything, this building is built for sound. So if Kristopher would stand up and ask his mom a question, all right? Now you're the Premier, so you answer the questions. Chris, so you won't ask her a question. Your mom's going to ask you a question. The speaker will be over here in the speaker's chair, and we'll get to this in a second. And I'm going to call on the member. I'm going to just call it. I'm just going to call you the Honorable Kristopher's mom, for sake of the question.
So I could stand up?
Yeah, and then yes, you'll stand up and ask your question, and then Premier Knowles will have an opportunity to answer you. So the honorable mom of the Kristopher Knowles, could you please ask your question now?
How was your trip here, Chris?
And I'll say, Mr. Premier.
I loved it. It's great.
Is he going?
But the point is, the point of
Get me nicer than that.
the assembly being, even though you're talking, you speak
Yeah.
at a very low voice, you can hear it perfectly in this assembly. So if you got into a discussion where it was heated or debate, it would sound very loud, and that keeps the decorum of the House low. It's very civil compared to down south where you're shouting back and forth. You don't see that here.
Yeah, you didn't have to shout for it. Don't yell at me.
Right here is up here is the technical room, and you'll notice one other innovation here, cost over $7 million, is the automatic camera situation. So when you sum over to this side,
Oh, I see, okay.
and you'll become just the focus. The
Focus.
camera won't go anywhere else, just on you. And as soon as you stop speaking, then the Premier speaks, then the camera will focus over this camera over here.
Oh, that's cool.
These cameras up here will continually to focus on the speaker. And we can broadcast live out of this building we have. When the Queen Elizabeth came here,
Right.
when Queen Elizabeth came, she addressed the assembly. We broadcast live across the world, and with the audiovisual equipment we have, we can do that. So if you would come over here, we'll look at the This cometic here is the traditional type of cometic that we saw out there, but this one is actually made the traditional way. The rope here is called ujuk rope, and it comes from the ujuk or square flipper seal. Fantastically strong. It doesn't bend or break, and even in cold weather like this, it's flexible. Fantastic. The runners of the cometic are made out of bone.
Oh, okay.
These are made out of whalebone and caribou antler. On top of the cometic here's a seal skin that has been scraped free and it's been used as a covering. And then we have different implements. You're not allowed to touch these. Come here.
Oh, okay.
Chris, you're not allowed.
Scared me one time.
Come here right there. Chris, right there. Christopher, you're not allowed to touch these. These are real artifacts. This is made out of whalebone. This is a snow knife. It's called a pauna, and it's a snow knife. And this is how you traditionally have made an igloo.
Yeah, I
and
see.
Here, an igloo is called an igloo viga. We don't say
Igloo
igloo, but in real technology, you'd say igloo viga here. Terminology here in Nunavut.
Yeah.
Is that made in 3 pieces?
And it's light, just
beautiful.
So
is that seal thing again?
that is caribou igloo we got here. Terminology here in Nunavut.
Yeah.
Is that made in 3 pieces?
And it's light, just
beautiful.
So
is that seal thing again?
So that is caribou antler completely.
How would they? I guess they would
And
just
caribou
grind it down on a
bones.
rock
This would
or
be the
something.
leg, bone of a leg of a caribou.
Okay.
Shimmied down and then used. Just hold that. Just how easy it is.
Don't drop it.
I won't. Oh my God.
Would it break easy? Is that easy to
No,
break?
no, it's actually last when the cutting
Oh,
through stone. I think
thanks.
it's quite niche.
I feel honored to touch
Can
that.
it cut ice too, or like
This-
No, it's no for
I know,
igloos.
but if it
This knife here
Snow
would be
tensions,
this is what we call a daggerty type knife, and savic.
your
It's
brain.
called a savic, and that would have been a traditional knife being used. And here is a flensing knife, skinning knife.
Kick the skin, right?
And again, this is just soapstone or
is that
rock
what that is, a rock?
with the antler again.
That's fairly sharp too. You could you could hurt yourself.
Well, yes, and it would be, and of course, as you know, it would be sharpened a lot more.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And this one here,
Beautiful.
it's heavy too.
this is the harder knife. This is if the snow was harder, you'd use this. This is a
Like a
one-piece
chopper.
snow knife. Look,
Okay, like a
made out
knife.
of whalebone. Just lift out and you can see the difference.
Oh,
Is it heavy?
whalebone?
Wow.
And you could actually just go like that with it. Look.
Yeah.
Careful.
Beautiful. Unbelievable.
One of your nice men. This
Is
is
there
a
any
whale.
igloos around?
All right, so
Whalebone.
people
Is
were
there
very...
igloos around?
Yeah.
Is there?
Whales, yeah.
No igloos.
Oh, we don't.
There's not enough snow, I don't think.
But we have them. Like if I was going out hunting on the land and everything,
You'd-
and you got stuck, you'd build them. I mean, people
Right.
still build them
Yeah.
traditionally. One thing with this kind of knife, like it's not like metal where it would stick to your hands and get
In the
bloody
cold,
and so on
right.
and so on. Weren't Inuit just ingenious? They
In-
didn't have
exactly.
metal. They didn't have any kind of metallurgy.
Or wood.
All wood or
They
wood.
used their
Everything
hand
was
to
made out
make
of
it.
bone. I mean, just
That's
ingenious.
totally ingenious.
And,
Yeah, that blows me away.
This one here, this is a woman's knife, and it's called an ulo. And you'll see them in town here. And they're still used today. Now they have metal blades. But this is a traditional knife. And that would be used to,
Clean the
to
skin.
cut meat,
Yeah.
all-purpose
Okay, yeah.
things. This one here, Eddie, what do you think this would be used for?
Oh God.
Scraping?
Like to scrape off all this.
Just scrape the skin there.
Don't do it.
Yeah. So you turn it the other way. 45 degree
Sorry?
angle. There you go.
Yep.
So they'd
Oh, so
use
you'd
that
scrape it.
with the flesh and everything would be on the
Yeah.
skin.
You gotta scrape the flesh off.
And you take your skin like this, and they would go. Fleshing it,
Wow.
flensing the thing.
And what was that made out of?
This is, again, they're all made out of caribou antler. The black parts are soapstone,
Soapstone.
and in this case, it's all antler. Now here, here we have a traditional, this is a traditional stove or
Oh, I see,
heater,
okay.
or how you'd ever want to call it,
Oven.
right, of the, there's a lamp, it's called a kudlik. And what you'd see here is right here, the soapstone. And all these implements, like this, for example, this soapstone lamp, you will find this from Greenland right to Alaska, the Inuit culture. And the kudlik, what would happen is they'd put oil in here from seal or fish oil, or blubber from a whale. And right here they'd have cotton moss as a wick, and the oil would just soak up into here, and it would be just a flame right across here. Very ingenious design, and that's how you would traditionally heat an igloo, or heat whatever habitat they were in. Out of this, and it's hard to picture, but if you see one lit, and that's a huge one here, that would be like a big tent or a big igloo. You'd have.
Oh,
that big
really?
one. Right here, we have this drum dancer here.
I seen that.
We watched the program just the other day on
This one,
Voice.
did they tell you how much this one would cost?
No.
Thousands?
If you went to buy this now, you'd be looking at between $5,000 and $7,000. Easy. Again, when you're mining carvings, you're looking for movement in it. And this one here, it shows strength. Look,
Yeah.
you can see the strength here.
Yeah.
His head is just slightly tilted to the side. His arm is in flexing here. The other arm is down. The whole body is ready to go with the drum. Wow. Beautifully designed. If you get down closer, you look at the face, look at the detail.
You can see his mustache, yeah.
So when the assembly starts sitting, we come over here. The sergeant at arms will place the mace right here.
Oh,
the
I
mace
see.
will be put in a higher position, and that means the legislative assembly is in formal session. And then here, we have in miniature some of the same things we saw over here. And here's the scraper. Remember, this one here has the stone. This
Right.
one's just a one piece, out of a local rock.
So.
And then this is a small kudlik. Small kind, exactly a lamp like this.
Right.
But here's a traditional lamp. This is
Okay.
the kind you'd find in most igloos, because if it was any more heat coming from it, it would melt the igloo.
Melt the igloo, right.
Now,
see
do
a
they have to
harpoon
keep
here,
filing
and then-
down their...
And there's another kind of ulo. Look how sharp, you can see how sharp that is. That just, let's say if you were sewing,
Oh,
you
yeah.
want to cut your sinew,
Oh,
that's what that would be used for.
do they have to keep filing the blades of them?
Yes. Yeah, and how they would file the blade, take the edge and put it off a rock like that, and you'd think it would bend it, or crack the rock.
Right.
It wouldn't, it would sharpen it. By putting water on it. Very interesting.
That
Now-
that little bow and arrow, that's just, that's not
No,
used
that's
for
just
anything.
a miniature
Okay.
version of a bow
Okay,
and arrow. And
right.
traditionally, the Inuit had bows, and that was the way their bows were made. They weren't a straight bow like you see in some of the tribes
Right.
down south. But they were actually bent, and of course, the bend in these again would have been made out of caribou antler. Take a caribou antler like those antlers out there.
Right.
They would have cut them into splices, joined it together with sinew, and this is why this is two pieces joined together.
Right.
With a sinew, and they would work. They would be so strong. You could kill a caribou and everything with it if you had a chance. And Chris, you can go and sit in the chair there.
You gonna let them?
Oh yes, really
And he
enjoy
has a
that.
footrest.
And we have here a harp skin in the back, and it's flanked with two narwhal tusks and inlaid with semi-precious stones from Nunavut. Above you is the
My God.
coat of arms in Nunavut in wood. It's just too expensive, like, just to come here. But last year when I went on my holidays to Newfoundland, my family to Newfoundland, it cost us $11,800.
Well, definitely that ferry ride. It's like $500 just
Well,
for
That
that.
was the motorhome though.
Just to get out of here, like to
Yeah.
fly from here, one-way ticket or a return ticket from Iqaluit to Ottawa, a regular fare ticket is $2,200. Now, if I can get a seat sale, $1,200. It's pretty good. In succession, we have English, Inuktitut, and French, and then we have three languages here at all times being translated.
Wow.
Yeah, they have that on the DQ and stuff.
For you to this morning?
And the airplane.
Yeah.
Go on through, hon.
Come with us.
This
How
is
old
the
are you?
downtown.
You're
You're
10.
from Sarnia,
What
right?
grade
Oh,
then?
yes, definitely.
Grade 5.
You got any questions? Are you interested in any of this stuff?
Picture with
Chris,
at the
for
speaker's
sure.
chair?
Definitely.
Yes.
I want to take a picture.
That would be nice. So this is downtown, look.
Oh
So
my
you guys are
gosh.
Sarnia, right?
Well, ours isn't much bigger,
No.
so.
The Sarnia, the bit of smoke there, might look
Yeah.
familiar, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh yeah, with every chemical plant.
But that's the, now, what happens is out on the ice there, you can see the bay. This is Frobisher Bay you're
Okay,
looking
is
out
that
there.
the, okay.
And those hills across, it looks closer than they are, but that's about 30 miles across there. And everything in the area, because of the curvature of the earth, is hard to tell distances, very hard to estimate distances. So things are a lot farther away than they look.
I know even the crunching of the snow and the cars.
I haven't heard that in a long time. You
It became capital in 1999, the Calgary became capital, there was a boom because all the Fed services and everything had to come in here. So this building right here was built about 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. This building here was built in 1997, right here. So there was nothing here. So if you can imagine, and this building here is a brand new building, 1999.
Right.
So this building right here, this little igloo-shaped restaurant, it's called the Comatic. And the Comatic restaurant has been a landmark on the four corners. That's, pardon? Right? Oh, you ate there last night, yeah?
It's the best restaurant
Yeah,
around.
they say it's a good restaurant, yeah.
Would I have?
It's all ivory again.
How much do you think that would cost?
Oh, that would be very expensive. You see the dog, the traditional dog team, the fan style, you see the polar bear, over here the dog, the corner of the polar bear, the two eagle we got there. All in ivory miniature. Well, that's.
Do you get a lot of seal here?
Yes, lot of seal, yeah.
Can you
The
do
name
seal?
of this room here is called Natsik, which means a seal. It's a ring seal. That's the name of this room.
They locked you out.
Here is the, and these are the, this is the dog. The dog is Kimmick, and the traditional dog, the Inuit dog, right here you can see the sign. And then the ptarmigan is the traditional bird, official bird of Nunavut, and the purple sassafras, right here is the official flower.
Okay.
And the traditional dog, the Inuit dog, right here you can see the sign. And then the ptarmigan is the traditional bird, official bird of Nunavut, and the purple sassafras, right here is the official flower.
Okay.
Isn't that what they've been trying to rid everybody with in Ontario now, in the lower eastern?
So what do you have for plants then?
It's just lichens and stuff, right? And,
Let's go see a seal then.
I suppose even evergreen trees won't grow in this cold.
So what are you going to do for Christmas trees and stuff?
Artificial trees?
Artificial,
Do
yeah.
they still make wooden Christmas trees?
Ooh. Want to move it? Oh, what are these pieces here?
Those are just mounting forms that they could actually be able to put things on.
Right. Okay.
These are all local rock, by the way. This carving right here was just purchased from a local carver, and it's a whale. If you come over on this side here,
I see the whale tail.
see the whale flute? Look at this.
Oh, wow.
Now, how much would you say that one is?
100,
No.
150.
No. You're looking at $3 grand.
You're pretty close. They paid $2,800 for that one.
Yeah.
I was closer.
I'm learning real quick. It costs a lot of money.
This one here is really, if you go over and size that up, the way the guy, again,
Yeah, ways.
this one here has movement, but doesn't have the same, this one here is, not only does it have movement,
Talks to you, eh?
yeah, it's just strengthened. Bending it.
Yeah.
These are just traditional baskets made, these are weaved reeds made in a place called San Kilowat.
What are these little, like, how much would something like these little carvings be?
Those are all made in a place called San Kilowat, and they're
Oh,
stone.
okay,
See
yeah.
the different stone here? See the nice stone? See how that stone is different than some of the other carvings we've seen?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a
Yes.
bunch last night in the restaurant
It's a
for
soapstone, but it's a different kind of soapstone.
little carvings like that, $25, $15, $10.
She's wearing a, could you model that wonderful
Can we
jacket?
touch it?
She's wearing a sealskin jacket.
Oh my
that's beautiful.
God.
How much would one of these jackets go for? 1,500, 1,200?
Yeah, depending on
The size.
Different styling of it.
Right.
Yeah, I made one for my husband.
You
And
made
just
them?
yeah, so the sealskin alone cost me just about $1,000 just to make it. That's excluding the fur and
The
liner.
liner, right?
But if we get it right, cheaper, then we get cheaper.
Right. Oh my God.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
I bet that's warm, eh?
Oh yes.
It's beautiful.
The wind don't blow through it, right? Wow.
Amazing.
Thanks, Liz.
That's
It's so great that you'll be able to come up here.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
thrilled.
Thank you for having, it's an honor to be here.
Yeah.
It's an honor.
You
Come
have
back.
a
It's a
very
real
lucky
honor.
parents too, by the sound of it.
It's a real honor.
Yes.
It's a
Short but
triple,
sweet.
Hey, that's
triple of a
right.
lifetime. Triple of a lifetime.
Uh-huh.
Definitely a
So-
triple of a lifetime.
Nice meeting you.
Nice
Nice meeting you
Yeah.
too. Thank you so much.
And right here is another tradition. This is a different kind of carving. It's an
We're
abstract.
dancing.
And yeah, that's right. Yeah, a lot of people don't know what that's going on there. Good,
You're
Chris.
smart.
It's a traditional dance.
Really?
Screw dancing is very popular here.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The old whalers and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
And so on. Hey, good morning.
And it says it there, but I didn't read that.
Liar.
I did it. I swear. What was I gonna say? They're hugging.
Our time in Arctic Bailiff, so you can see that
Oh.
Right here, you can see the kind of, you asked me what kind of grass or whatever's growing.
Yeah.
There you can see
There's
it.
grass.
Isn't that beautiful, eh?
That's already paid. That's 1,000 miles north.
That's right.
Exactly. Here's the community very bad. It's stratified mountains.
Yeah, there's one place called Fort Capel in Saskatchewan. You drive in, it's flat, and then you go into a bowl, and there's mountains all behind under this little community.
Yeah, thank God I know the new name.
That was my birthday was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he really liked that. The bowl. You're in a bowl. What's that?
This Ken Dry.
Yeah.
Ken Dry's on the bear with me, and that's a couple of years ago.
Dad, who else did I meet?
Who have you met?
You met all kinds of them.
More of a northern team or putting some, there's a pine tapestry. And I'm not sure if you met our Minister of Health,
Yeah,
Sabine
yeah.
Brown. She did these.
Oh, no, we haven't met her yet,
you
no.
know, she actually made these.
Oh, wonderful.
Wow. Very talented lady.
Oh, wow.
And this is on the smaller community in Pang, very well known for our tapestry. So we've been working on trying to give it a more northern feeling here.
Oh, yeah. Gorgeous.
It's beautiful. This is beautiful.
Oh, you're stuck, buddy.
Arts and crafts?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Oh, my goodness. So you thought I'd be the city guy, huh?
Oh, wow.
I
Look at this. Wow.
own a couple of coffee shops here. So this morning they were all, oh, so you're the city guy, aren't you?
Oh man, we gotta get up there early and do this and do that. It's like a long day some days. You're up, running around.
Well, it must be nice you get to...
As long as you get them through high school and they don't get into too much drugs and alcohol, you've done a good job.
You've done a good job, yeah.
She's a good kid.
There's a lot of things that I'll listen.
I would have liked to have been able to pull it together sooner in terms of like organizing a
Would be a good thing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Our house is just for insurance purposes because of replacement value, valued at $600,000, and just because of replacement value. We probably never get that, but
that's off the hook.
It's just unreal.
And is there a need for housing? Like, is there? Like,
yeah, we have a real
somebody
shortage.
puts a house up for sale, it's gone the next day, kind of thing.
Pretty
Is there
much.
such a thing?
Yeah, it's
Hey! I've got a package for Canadian North.
Frobisher for providing accommodation for Chris and his family. The mayor for providing the bylaw services. So, thank you once again.
Thank you so much.
Very good. Can we get a picture with the three of us?
Yeah, I need a bunch of pictures, so. Sandy! Do this?
Sure.
Take some pictures.
Anybody need a draw?
I've got it right there.
We're going to picture first. No, I'm okay for you. Bob, yeah, just going to get a picture. Gotta get back to the lake. Yeah, I can take anybody draw.
Your cheeks are red, Chris.
Did that bark on before just the cheeks. You gotta hold it down.
Good. No, I need a couple of packages. Okay? I'll get them. Yeah.
It's gonna give you a package, okay? Yeah. From the Just one more presentation to Eva as a sponsor. Okay. Yeah, let's go inside do it.
He handed it to me and it was recorded. I didn't know.
Because our freezing time.
Hey, I brought lots of tapes with me, man. Oh yeah, don't blow it out yet.
Go get him.
He's coming.
That when you guys win, I can just burn it here. Your husband?
Yeah, I think he's right there. He's getting the something.
You cold?
No, I'm not at all. Look at you guys be out here. You should be handling this.
I'm going to give you this as a gift for you.
Oh my God.
It's got my card in it. Just send me an email, and that way I have your address, okay?
You are so nice. I got my first fur. And what is this? It is COA. Oh my God. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Oh, that's great. Oh yeah. We're hoping we can do a little bit of shot something.
Sorry, excuse me.
Hi.
Sean from CBC Television.
Hi, Sean.
We were hoping to do a quick interview this afternoon. I guess at 1:30. Is that what?
Sure. I think.
Will you be?
Youth Center's not till 2. I'm not sure. I know we're going for lunch. You know Peter. Peter right there with the hat on.
Okay, no.
That's the fellow that's taking us around.
Oh, okay. All right.
Maybe you should talk to him because he knows what I'm doing. You know Peter. Peter right there with the hat on.
Okay, no.
That's the fellow that's taking us around.
Oh, okay. All right.
Maybe you should talk to him because he knows what I'm doing.
Thank God it wasn't a windy day. I was really worried about that. How are you?
Thanks, Jake.
Ooh, good lungs.
All the best. Thank you, man.
How are you?
Good. Let's do something inside.
Go ahead, look at them.
Oh, I'm good. I love it. Doesn't bother me. Thank you. I don't want to put this in my pocket. It's not my coat.
Oh yeah?
Hi, Paul. I'm Sandy. I just took off my glove there. Beautiful. Here comes Dad.
It's actually a very quite cold today.
See ya. See ya.
High wind chills. So it's cold out there.
This is Cornell. She's the She's
better start me, Dad.
Well, our pleasure. I'm sure we'll never know if it might be me that might need one too. So. Thank you. Thank you.
And I got a poster too. Chris is going to sign for you as soon as we get. Who else was there?
There was Pro Chicken in North Discovery.
No, yeah. All right, we'll get a picture with Jerry spots right there. Sure. I got some posters here I'm going to leave with the mayor.
Are we in the way?
I'll get out of the way there.
I'm standing in the wrong spot.
Just knock some sense in him. I'm not very nice, am I? Oh, this is a warm spot.
Great job.
We will. Get in there. This. Come on, Hunter, get over here.
Come on.
Come on, Marie. Thank you.
Don't do anything to get out.
You still don't understand, do we?
Can you give us like Chris? We're inside.
That's right, tonight at 7:30.
Can you get on the inside?
Yep. Tonight at 7:30 we join Paul Luklin. I used to get you invited in.
I'm doing security tonight, Ed. Sorry.
He's real busy.
Poor Ed. Turn off this constituency meeting. Derek will bring some friends this time.
I'm not sir.
Yeah.
For all of us in the rest of your
Thank you very much
Oh,
for being
thank
here.
you. Oh, thank you.
Have a great trip home. I'm sure you have a relaxing trip.
I'm still gonna go home and wrap and shop. It's just been a blur. Like, oh my, this is next week, this week, you know, it's like, ah.
8 packs.
8 packs
Showed
and then
them
in?
where we started.
Okay.
Right on. It'd be hard to imagine, like, this is small compared to, like, Southern, like, when they say we're small and I come
Be advised
from
I'll be providing a tour with the mayor. If I had my other truck, it'd be better. It's fun up where we went. Actually, I'm going to Elizabeth, if you don't mind. I'm gonna change trucks. It'd be better for you too. Bravo 3 from 1. Good. What's your location? Get at home.
There's 3 major developments happening right
10-4,
now.
are you heading back to the office?
Courthouse being
Roger. 10-4, I'll meet you there.
And actually, just a block away from here, RCMP is going to be building a new building also. But there's something like 2 or 3 face page. Yeah. Because of there's money, right?
Are you cold or no? You guys cold in here or chilly?
Not warmer than out there.
Are you sure? Yeah. Okay. We'll use this truck for over 3.
Like where the legislative assembly is, it's just leased, eh? Okay. And they want to venture build their own legislative assembly building. So a couple of our council MLAs, 2 of them have mentioned that that'd be a nice city hall. Okay. Yeah. It's really
Yeah, but it's a warm building. It's neat. I like that building.
the other major development.
0 Bravo 2, go to the area.
Okay, yeah.
Going to be attached in a sense to the old highway or something like this. They're looking for this new addition that there'll be less travel to south. Some of the basic, well, I guess, to South Canada, basic medical care are not provided here. They have patients, so that must be hard.
So do they pay for the people to go to Ottawa to have surgery or meetings?
They did so.
This is our controversial intersection / 2-way, 3-way stop. We removed 2 stop signs from that area 20 days ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. The stop signs going north and south, up and down.
Right.
We removed them.
Ah, okay.
In April, during our team time, this is where some of us be doing racing. We climbing happens is in this area.
Okay.
It's really a little
People
bit.
up there last night on that hill.
So, the last couple of years, the springs have been really hard because there hasn't been that much snow.
Right.
It melts before it needs snow.
Look at these houses there. Look at the stills.
This is my house right here. The first one.
Oh, cool.
This one is full of smoke.
When we come back for Apex, we'll take a turn in here to the famous road to nowhere.
Okay, yeah, definitely gotta get the digital. Get the camera on, Chris?
Yes.
Good man.
Does that have volume on it, or
yeah.
you can hear us talking and everything?
Yes. Let's pick on Kelly.
I'll stop talking from now on.
That's right. Right here is that's a Nunavut school the school that had burnt down. They're just about.
Okay.
It's supposed to be done in May.
Is this like the gym right here, maybe?
I think so.
Yeah. I don't really play to say.
Oh yes, they do.
Yeah. I've been
Like all this area, like there was nothing up here. Like
City building.
garage. I think they stored the water there.
Yeah, the heavy equipment. Yep.
This one here is our little Apex Community Hall. Now, if you happen to get stuck here tonight,
Hello.
this week
Hi.
is the week
Good.
where there's games.
No, I'm in
Christmas
Apex.
games
Doing a
happening.
tour with the
Anybody
mayor.
can go and play games and there's
I'll call you because I got to reply back, and you should
hilarious.
see it.
Could be so
Yeah,
hilarious.
I'll get a hold of you though.
One of the
Okay,
Mayors.
bye-bye.
Yes.
Good.
Of course, all the community events that take place are always at the whole thing. Because we're semi-dry here.
You're semi-dry, yeah.
We have a warehouse here, but it services to the bars and the restaurants. And if you have a business and you own a special occasion, you can get a special occasion license. It's in this way. But anybody else that gets a permit gets it from right here.
Now, how high does that water come out? Does it kind of stay where it is?
No, this is it's ice there now, but
It won't.
in the summertime, it's the same as the Hudson, the Bay of Fundy tides.
Right.
It goes out like 25, 30 feet. Actually, more than that, hundreds of feet.
So what bay is this?
This is Hudson. There actually it isn't even Hudson Bay. What bay are we on here? Frobisher. This is Frobisher Bay here.
Does it go into Hudson?
It goes into the big ocean.
Pacific, Atlantic, North, and Arctic.
What are we?
One of
Now,
them.
does people walk? Do you walk out on that, or is that pretty
No,
dangerous?
they drive snowmobiles on it.
Okay.
They do walk on it as well, but it's sturdy enough for snowmobile and stuff. And then when it comes into May and June, there's no snow in the community, but the ice is still there.
Right.
So they have all their sleds down at what they call it down at the flow edge or on the ice, and then they go hunting out on the ice for seals and stuff from there. It's not until the end of June before we get rid of all the snow and all of the sea ice.
So what's the best month to come? Let's say if you were going to come travel here.
For weather-wise?
No, just the best.
I think April. I like April.
April and May is it's not too cold and it's not too like right now we're getting into our cold season where we'll hit minus 40, minus 50 and it'll stay for a month.
I think last year our
Minus
coldest
32
wind
right now.
chill was minus 67 last year. Was it?
The coldest I've experienced since I've been here, and I've only been here 5 years, was minus 75 with the wind chill.
That's nuts.
You're right. People think that it's nuts just being minus 30 without the wind chill.
It's not that bad though. I've
Well, we didn't get
experienced
the
it.
winds either for us. If we had the winds, it would be a new ball game.
See, it's dry up here.
90 Charlie 1.
I'm from the East Coast and we got the moisture with it too.
Yeah.
Any more info on that?
Everybody here.
No, the dip's going up there to find out right now. Roger that. Call me code 8 to the airport. 10-4.
Everybody's here from the East Coast.
9-6 Bravo 1.
Go ahead.
Whenever you find out anything, can you pass it along, please? I put my guys on standby from that last transmission.
Yeah, Roger. We'll know in a few minutes here.
Your side, you're right.
10-4.
Where are you from?
Me?
Yeah.
Nova Scotia, Guysborough County.
Oh, are you? Do you know Bubbles?
Yes.
Christopher met Bubbles. Well, did you meet him, Chris? You were supposed to. Oh my God. Do you know Bubbles?
Where's that near?
Huh?
Where's that near?
Where am I near?
Yeah.
You probably would have walked right through Antigonish.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I'm about 45 minutes from Antigonish down.
Antigonish,
Then you would have went through New Glasgow, Pictou County. I used to live and work in Pictou County for 2 years before I came here.
Yeah, Trenton, my friends live.
Actually, I worked in Trenton is where it was in Pictou County.
Marty and Ronnie Rawls, the people that we know there.
No, they just moved there last year.
No, Chris. They're raised there. They came to Sarnia
for 7 years.
No, it was for a few years, and then they went back. So what brought you up here?
Work.
Work, eh?
Yeah.
I don't think I can get Kelly to
It's one of those places you love it or you hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't like snow and the cold.
What do they call it? The love-hate thing?
Yes.
I hate summer.
You love to hate it?
This long brown house.
Yes.
Originally, that was on the nursing station.
Oh, wow, eh?
Yeah. So some of these places, I think that they tap into Heritage Canada funding that I really think, because there's some needs for some our food bank, soup kitchen, different causes like that. I think could use, they need buildings. And I think if we use historical and use Heritage Canada money, I think we could go a long way. It's just a matter of finding someone as a time and patience to start tapping into. Because there are, I know there's not free money forever, but there's still programs out there that,
You got it started,
This used to be the old Apex store right here. Oh, you see that on the way back. Oh, go up that way again.
It's part of another place I'd like to stop. I hope is open is the Anglican Church.
Okay.
It's beautiful inside. It's eagle-shaped. And inside there's some embroidery. I said they're really nice, big, huge Norway cross. Really beautiful. The Queen turned the sod for
Command 2 from Command 1.
The Queen's been here 3 times. She turned the sod
Go ahead.
for that.
Any info from Airport Fire Department yet?
She's been there
Yes.
anytime she comes to Khalid.
Yeah, roger that. I'm heading to the terminal now. Again? I'm heading to the airport terminal right now. Roger, I'll let you know when I got more information.
People come here, you know?
Yeah, roger.
Yeah. And this house here, the Hansen's house, although he's expanded a little bit, apparently the initial house was on the land.
Man 1 Airport Fire Chief.
And they took it apart and brought it here. I don't know what kind of a project was happening out there somewhere.
Oh, wow.
This one and
Fire Chief Command 2, go ahead.
when we go into the city, there's one city.
Yeah, Leo, what we have is minivac cleared yet. He's having gear problem. What it is one of the gear, he's made a low pass by all his gears down, but he's not getting the proper lock indication. Hi, John, what was that? Where you at now? At the fire hall? We're on apron 1 in the truck. Does up to the fire hall? No. Okay, we'll open it for you. Roger.
It's not a big jet.
Like in this area here?
Some could be in town or here.
Oh, okay. This is a good one.
So it's like a four-seaters, do you think?
What's your taxes?
They use different type of jets.
Like I see them booting around all over the place.
For the
Within the
medevac,
city,
so
it's
it
$5 per person.
could be of any size.
Because it's a little bit different. They can take 2 calls. They can go to this house, take a
So
call.
it wasn't
there might
ours?
be 2 people go to the next house.
Dang it.
There might be another person. So there could actually be 3
Looking forward to stay here again.
3 different locations to go.
Right.
They all charge $5 each. It's not like South where it's metered.
Right.
And you get charged a flat rate.
Right. I was wondering about that too, because I see the taxes in and out. I'm thinking, what would that cost for?
We actually had on a trial run, we had a transit bus set up for 2 years. This was the 2nd year.
Right. You still have it?
We do, but not for very long.
I think we've seen it.
It's costing taxpayers this year $155,000. That's to have. I guess that pays for the rent, and the ridership pay $2 a ride.
Right.
But the last stats we got, because they've only got average 200 a week ridership. So
Is
you
that a local
calculate, and they
church?
keep
That's church, yeah.
keep any revenue they generate off it. But when they took in that week,
This is
they
the old
calculate
store.
Okay.
the fees they collected. It's costing
Pool
approximately
table, holy.
$12 per
Yep.
person per rider.
That's frozen.
So, which is like almost 3 times the taxi fare, right? So, although I know that those 200 riders are frustrated, but if you want taxpayers to pay $13 per ride.
Horses out here and get a horse and buggy ride going around.
I think the horses would be too cool.
And this is our 1-lane bridge coming up here, right by the yield sign.
A small one at that.
Yep.
About 25 years ago, we were all around here. I lived in that house too when that happened. Well, back then there was not as much activity going on, and I was playing outside. It was too thin yet. So I tried to cross, going in the ice. For like 3 hours, they were trying to There's been some talk about possibly doing something here for power for Apex residents.
Give us a call because he's not on final yet, but he's no further.
There's power for water then for the whole city. Right. But we're looking at possibly there's some feasibility study.
He's within visual range, straight west, maybe 5 miles.
I know I didn't bring up one to bring stuff, but I didn't want to bring anything.
Yeah.
Sure. I didn't know I was talking about someone to get anything. Just whatever I get.
This year was quite controversial for NAF Canada built this year. Some residents felt it could have been out of visual sight.
Oh, okay,
That's where they do all of their communications and stuff.
Right.
With everything, communication towers.
In the summertime over here on this little, that's where they do a lot of kayaking practice before they go up there and everything. Yeah. 'Cause I think there's actually 2 outfitters now that deal with kayaking. No, I'm not much of a water person.
No, I love
Yeah. Because the water here is so cold, it's not like south where you can swim in it, right?
swim in it. You wouldn't want to fall in it.
That plane is 5 miles west, so we should be able to see that. It's a medevac plane.
Oh, really?
They still have problems.
Yep. The landing gear portion won't lock.
Is it just frozen? Is that why?
I'm not sure.
Not sure, eh?
It's a small, not that it makes any difference. It's still a plane, but it's a smaller. It's not a big one like you guys come up on.
Okay.
It's ones that they do medevacs from different communities and so forth.
These part are government units.
Okay, yeah.
You can tell that they're all made by the same contractor.
Hey, why not, eh?
And you see it in our territory, travel to the smaller communities. A lot of the same designs,
Yeah, you can tell when it's the same general contractor. And you get to know them so much, you can say, you know what, that was built by this contractor, wasn't it?
I think, like, I know public housing, once they get a design, the concept chosen, they just usually run with it with some land territory for that contract year, because it's been years since. The scary part is with our population goes, like, going quite fast, but the housing end of it hasn't kept up. Right. So housing's been quite an issue here.
This is all fairly new here too, as Felicity had said before.
This is the Tundra Valley. This is where the Canadian, lots of taxes.
Yeah. As you can see, actually,
This is like the high end of our city.
can't really see a lot of them aren't lit up yet, but all of the buildings up here are all on utilidor service. You can see there's a red light on the side of this house here.
Yes.
That means that their system doesn't need any water. They're all on truck services. A city truck comes and puts water into their holding tank, and then another city truck comes and takes out their sewer.
Oh, so the light tells them if they need to come to that house or...
Yeah. I didn't know what to expect when I first came here, seeing the red lights on the side of the house. See, there's another one right here.
Everything's right there.
Yeah.
And hard to imagine that we might do without them before. They'd have to, like, because those are like maybe 10, 5, 10 years.
Yeah, you guys used snow and ice, melted it. This is what they call Tundra Valley. Sorry I can't get your windows to defrost.
I can still see.
There's more and more compared to when I was growing up. Decks happening because our summers are getting warmer.
Right.
They are short, but they're still warmer than they used to be. So a lot of people like to barbecue in the summer.
Well, they're going to take advantage of it, won't they? Barbecue.
This house here is owned by one of our local millionaires. This guy here that owns this house owns the company that puts in all the piles. For every house, every building, he's the guy that puts all these metal beams in.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Did you guys say they're all on stilts? Well, it's the same thing, the poles. Now, he didn't want anybody building in front of him, so he bought this lot here and built this house so he wouldn't lose his view.
Really?
And then he sold it to that cleaning company. So all of these piles that you see underneath the houses, his company installed all those piles.
What's it going right now? 1,500 per pole or something?
I'm not sure what it is now. Hello. Hi.
So this way houses
I'm down in Tundra Valley.
Before you touch numbers, 1,500 per pole.
Okay. No, you can give him his copy first. As long as you can have a copy for me, that's fine. Yeah. How'd you like that email?
But like for the cost.
Right on. Yeah, I got another reply from him again. He's now turned all of his focus to senior meds, providing reports. You'll see, because I'm drafting the response and I included you on it. So.
Transported it to us, be it airfare or ship, they still have to. They have costs associated with delivering it to their staff and their fuel.
And this is it's a fee that is put in place by Hockey Canada. Yep, Hockey Canada regulates or gives you. She's probably listening to us now. I'm driving right by his house. I'll wave to him.
There used to actually be 2 lion statues, huge statues. Oh yeah.
Right.
That's lots of money, David.
They actually buy it from this guy now. He's one of the developers. He actually has that also. This part is out there, and it's their way of celebrating midnight.
No, that's already been put forth that that's non-taxable income. All right, sir. We'll touch base with you in a bit. Okay. You're going to be there tonight? Okay, and it's at the probe. Okay. Bye-bye.
Do you have empty homes?
Not very many.
Not very many.
Maybe a couple, and you'll see the for sale.
Yeah, I see one for sale.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
They're not empty for very long.
No way.
They're pretty cheap too. Did she tell you how much?
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of controversy over this one here too, this house. This lot's stayed empty for a number of years, and it's just, as you can see, it's in the construction phase.
Right.
These people here had a lovely view. Now they don't.
You know, that'd be a problem. You know, you want to see that, and you can't. Like, I'm a water person. Like, I can sit there with water.
Hey, Roger.
Yeah, these houses don't go cheap. Now, I know that this house right here, this brown one, sold in June for $349,000. The reason why I know that is because the people that moved there was the people that bought my house from.
Yeah, no problem.
There's renters too, is there?
Yep. Yep.
What would rent be a month?
I think right now going rate is what, $1,100 for a bachelor?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like paying Toronto prices.
And I know this house here, I know who owned that house. They sold that house for $340,000, but they had people like sort of in a bidding war.
Right.
And they could have got more, but they just wanted to get rid of it.
Get out of there.
Is that the Thompsons?
Yep.
I took a look at it too myself. I've been looking for about 4 years now. And I know like it's never going to be cheap here because to transport it, but my goodness, if I'm going to pay that price, it's going to have to be, I want it, it's mine. I have to have it. Exactly. I haven't come across a house like that yet. So.
This house has been in construction since 1999, I think. Here you can see more of the red lights.
Yeah. It looks good. Lots of red lights up. So the red light means they're okay.
Yep.
I think it'd be the other way around, so you can see the red light. That house needs help. It needs to be flushed.
communities like this gray one used to have what we call top housing, where they were funded by the government. It's trying to introduce home ownership.
Okay.
But that's another area where I've had to really struggle because last year we're in the midst of selling homes because of them going back taxes. And I really don't think that they did justice to first-time owners because I don't think they had them understand the whole concept of it's not just your mortgage you have to pay. There's taxes, there's power, there's water, there's garbage, there's all these other expenses on top of a mortgage. And the thing is with that housing is you have to have be above this bracket, the income bracket. And if you're a certain amount below or above, you're not.
This is another newer area of development too. This one? I'm not sure. Is this one the Premier's? Yeah. Right here beside us? That's the Premier's home? No, one behind us back there. Yeah.
And his kids aren't here, eh? Is he by himself then? Yeah. Were they living here at one time and then?
I don't think so because he hasn't lived here for that long now. He's originally from Huntington, Pang. And I know he lives south because that's where he went to get his law degree.
That's interesting. That's Ian's house. Right there? Yep. And Simon's brother's car plugged in, so that means Simon must have Ian's car, or Simon's brother's got Ian's car.
So how are the kids for, getting in trouble and stuff now?
They're good at doing that. So here is a sewer truck pumping out a hose.
Oh, okay.
Command 2 from Command 1.
So they hooked up the line on the hose. Now they're going to suck it into that big vacuum.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can mark me clear to see them code 8.
Yeah, you can probably smell
Roger.
it.
90 Command 1.
Go ahead, Command 1.
Yeah, we're unclear. The airport situation seems to be under control.
But realistically, some areas like Apex will be going like this too far to hike because it's very expensive to.
They got two names on this place right here. One name is called Legoland, and the other name is Copland. This is where all the Fed houses are.
Okay.
This is where a lot of the cops live right here, and if they're not into the RCMP, it's the fisheries. If it's not that, it's wildlife.
Do they keep people in certain areas, kind of thing?
Well, it all depends on how the houses come available for rent.
Okay.
And stuff like that. Right here is where there's a dental shop right here.
This is a big place, I think. Looking towards the pictured. I was trying to picture it,
This building in here is the Fed's Public Works.
Okay. It's only 2 o'clock, really.
Yep.
Is it 2 o'clock?
20 to 3.
Feels like 6. Sun's going down 6 o'clock.
I hear it's going to open in January.
Yeah, it was supposed to be April, May, but
they're ahead of schedule.
They're actually ahead of schedule.
A lot of this stuff here is low income on this side, and this side, this one is as well. But these other newer ones are GN housing, staff housing for government and Nunavut workers. And it goes
You got a sign too?
nowhere. I don't think they got a sign on it.
Yeah, it does. It broke to nowhere.
Is that what it did? Oh, okay.
Perfect.
Good stuff. Which I think is even neater. The subdivision that goes up here is called the Road to Nowhere subdivision. This first building, this tan-colored brown one, is called the Nowhere. And they got the sign on it too.
Like this house were not here like 4 years. They were not here.
Yep.
None of this was here. It's amazing.
See on the side of it? The Nowhere. 4,000.
So it is. It's growing.
Extremely.
Sometimes,
Yep.
sometimes I say this is nice. Sometimes